This morning I'm going to do a drawing. So the subject is going to be grasshopper. Here's a sketch I got off the internet of a grasshopper shape, and I even picked up a copy of a picture of the colors. So I'm going to do a drawing. I'm going to use mechanical pencil, and I'm also going to use my ink pens here to get the shape. About the shape. Let me show you how I did this. So this is my references. I'll use this as a guide a little bit to get the shape, and then but I want to draw freehand. So here's my supplies. This is my field sketchbook, which I use in a lot of cases. And remember, there's watercolor paper in here, 140 pound, but also sketch paper. So this is sketch paper I'm going to use to do the drawing. And I've got a mechanical pencil. With standard lead in it, 2B lead, and an eraser. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I get the general shape here. If you look at that shape, there's a the body of the shape has got a. So I start out with a general outline. I get it's got a long tubular shape here for the main part. There's a section underneath the body here. Then I want to get the back legs. So I'm just kind of getting my space in here where I want to put everything. And then the grasshopper has a sectioned body. There's a section here in the forward area. Here's the head, little angular shape here. And then there's another section. So now I'm just kind of sketching into sections. And there's the part here, which is, I guess they have a wing. There's a wing out here that's part of the body. Wing shape. And then there's the under part here. Now the legs are very, very interesting. There's a leg out here on the right side, and there's another leg here, forward side. And they're kind of connected like that. And then the legs are what she uses to, this grasshopper does a lot of jumping, so they have a big, powerful structure here for legs. And this part down, it comes down this section. And there's the back leg over here. And then this under part is kind of circular also. It's got some marks on it. This part comes out a little bit more. So now I'm adjusting the size. And the back leg over here. Okay, so that pretty well gives me the basic outline. So I took that and I just hand drew in the shape there, just using it as a reference. Now what I'll do now is I'll take the ink pen, and there's several in there. I use number 3. So then I'll start here now with the front part. This is the head. Now I'll go in and I'll do a little more detail now. I got the general outline of using a pencil, but now I'm going to go in and do actual. He's got an eyeball. And these sections, they're kind of secular. They're all different shapes and different angles. And this one over here, gets a little thinner. And then the body, I'll rotate my pencil. Let me rotate so I can do a little better sketch here. This is a straight line back through the legs, leave some room here. And this goes on back, comes down like that. Then this wing section comes over here. And then this comes over here. Leave room for those legs. Okay. So this forward leg comes out of here. It's contacted here. And then it comes down. It kind of curves out. And there's like a little rough edge on the bottom of the foot here, I guess. Then this section here is connected here to the body, this forward leg. And it comes out underneath this section. Then it curves down at an angle. This is a little bit longer. And then it comes down like that. And then the body comes under here. And let me go ahead and get these legs. Now there's another section. Let me get, there's one more set of legs here before I put in the ink. So this section here comes up. And overlaps the back leg a little bit. Let's see, there's another leg here, another pair of legs. This one here has a section here. So I'm drawing out a pencil first to get the actual size and shape, and then I'll add in the ink. Okay, so there's a forward leg. There's another leg here. It comes out, and sketch that in, and it's connected here. And there's one in the back here, the back leg. And this side leg here comes out, and it goes down. So then I can continue on with let me get the back leg in. This big jumper, this is the big jumper leg, where he jumps, where he hops. I remember the old Kung Fu series. Remember Kane on the Kung Fu series? You remember that series where his nickname was Grasshopper? So I always remember that title. I love that series. It was very interesting. A lot of philosophy there. And I've studied martial arts for many years, and really enjoy the philosophy and the peacefulness that you can get from training like that. Okay, another leg over here in the back. Then the body comes down underneath. And it's kind of got sections here, so I'll swoop that a little bit. And there's a big tail and a big bottom under here. Okay, and then these are all sectioned. And then the back leg, let's not forget that, goes out here and comes around and gets connected here. And it comes down here at the bottom. Okay, and a couple marks on here. Okay. Okay, so I used the sketch, it's a freehand sketch, which makes it more interesting. You use something as a guide, but the freehand sketches makes it more interesting because then it looks a little more. And I'll take the pencil here and I'll erase some of these pencil marks I had. Remember, the pencil was just as a guide. The guide gave me the pencil is just a guideline, and then you go in with a pen or a brush or whatever and put in a detail. So what I'll do now, let me see. Before I do any, I'm gonna put a little color on this, but before, let me get a darker pen here. So let me use a number, I guess a number 5. There are different sizes here and different thicknesses. So what I want to do here now is get a little more definition on some of that. Make it a little darker, especially the connections. Because when I put color on this, I want to be able to see the design. I can always go back in. These legs are a little bit thicker here, so I'll make a little bit more stronger mark. And the feet portion a little bit darker. And then the legs, the body, get a little more definition there. This is a little stronger here. And then what I'm doing now is going in and just adding a little more, a darker mark, so I can see these a little easier when I put a little color on it. I'm going to put a little color on it just to give it a little interest. And then make the legs a lot stronger. So I'm going in, I'm putting a darker ink mark. I started with a pencil, I went in, then I did my design. Now I'm actually modifying by adding a little more ink. Ink pencil. These ink pens are very, very good. They get a whole set of them at different sizes, and they give you opportunity to add details. And then maybe I'll strengthen the wings a little. This is the wing part, and the body. Make those dimensions a little bit more. It'll show up better when I put a little bit of color on there. Okay. So what I did there is I add a little more depth. I made the top of the wing also. So really, I would trace the whole thing again with a darker pen. Okay, now looking at that's the design. Then looking at this color here, I see there's some yellows and greens. So what I'll use some of those colors just as an idea. So let me give a brush here and wet my palette. Use a little spray bottle, a dot spray bottle here. So I'm going to mix up a little bit of light green. So I'm going to make my grasshopper a little bit of light green with a mixture of a little bit of burnt sienna. Like I used green number 1 and with a touch of lemon yellow. And so what I think I'll just put in some color. I'll start here just to get some color on this little dude. And then I'll go in with a little bit of brown. So it's a mixture of the green and the brown, just to give it a little interest. Instead of white and black pencil or pen, this way you just get a little color on there. I'm using a 1/2-inch Holbein brush, now a synthetic brush, which are great. They have a lot of spring to them. They hold a nice amount of water, and they come to a nice sharp edge for detail. So I just added a little bit of green, a little bit of burnt sienna on this leg here. I'll make more refined. Okay. Oh, I didn't finish up here. I left off the little antennae here. So let me put those in. So just a couple marks here. Give them a little more character. I'll take my pen. Put the pencil marker. Give me the guide, and then I go in and I just go ahead and put in the mark. A little curve, and one more. That concludes my little drawing here and a little quick painting of the grasshopper. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell, select the bell so you'll be notified of my next video. We'll see you in the next video.